Namaste beautiful yogis, this is going to be a quick sequence specifically designed for the abdominal muscles. Let's begin in plank, feet together, chest open, wrists underneath, shoulders. Spread the fingers wide, pressing into the base of each finger, pull the belly in, tucking the shoulder blades back into the back. Natural curve in the spine, slightly tucked under, inner thighs pressing together, coming out of it for a break in downward facing dog. And let's go back into feet crossover plank, kicking your feet across the body over to the opposite side. Alternating left and right. Keep pulling the belly in. Strong moves. We're gonna do a count of 20 for most exercises today. Continue with the kick crossovers. And let's lower down into cobra. Clasp your hands behind you, lift your chest and shoulders off of your mat, activating the lower back, and let's sit back in child's pose. Great. Coming back up into downward facing dog, take a plank, knee tucks 20 alternating knee tucks, 10 on each side. Try to keep your hips steady, your chest open, your belly in, heels pressing away from you. Lifting the knee towards the chest. And sit back in child's pose. Knees together, or you can open your knees wide. Great. Coming back into plank, side plank, left hand on the floor, and we're gonna do a plank bicycle, bringing the right elbow to the left knee, 10 on each side. Keep your hips lifted here so they're not sagging, your body line is straight or slightly lifted. And let's come into plank. Jump your feet forward, and we're gonna twist and jump forward and go over to the other side, or just switch sides. Let's tuck the opposite knee to elbow here in plank, keeping the hips lifted, aligning the hips on top of each other, and breathe. And to come back to the front of the mat, let's jump the feet forward, twist jump, forward frog jump, and jump into plank. And let's do knee tucks. This time the knees are tucking towards the same side elbow, 20, 10 on each side, alternating. Keeping the hips lifted, keeping the engagement with the core, connected with the core, staying strong. The shoulders are still down. And let's sit back into child's pose. Every time we need to take a break, we're gonna take child's pose or downward facing dog. And quickly coming back into plank. And we're gonna lower down onto the forearms and back up onto the hands. Keep alternating sides, lowering down and coming back up. This is going to be a little more difficult than the previous ones, so feel free to take a break or do only 10 of those. is also upper body challenging. Keep pressing the heels away from you and sit back in child's pose whenever you're ready. And back into plank. 10 more. Or just rest in child's pose. Slowly and gradually try to work your way up to 20 or maybe more. Here we're not just doing crunches for the abs, we're actually strengthening the core, the inner thighs, the back. Whenever you're ready, again, resting in child's pose, you can bring your hands back by your heels to allow the shoulders to relax. And quickly coming back up, plank, lower down onto your belly, clasp your hands behind you or holding a towel behind you, lift, engaging the lower back. And let's bring the hands on the floor and lift into cobra. Keep your elbows bent here and tucked into your rib cage. And let's lift off the floor and go into plank, mountain climbers. Jumping the knees one at a time in towards the chest or between the elbows. 20. And relaxing or taking a quick break in child's pose. Next one is jumping the feet outside and inside on the mat. You can try to keep your body parallel to the floor. I'm lifting slightly here, that is also fine. And whenever you're done with your 20 reps, bring your feet in front of you, sit it. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding forward into a forward bend. And let's bring the elbows on the floor behind us, crisscrossing the legs here. Keep the chest open and the natural curve in the lower back. Lower all the way down onto your back. And we're gonna do knee hugs. When you lower yourself down on the mat, make sure to press your lower back into your mat so there is no gap between your back and your mat. If there is a gap, then you need to have your legs a little higher off the floor and do a few less reps. Supine twist. Bringing each knee across from your body. Bicycles, opposite elbow to knee. We're gonna begin with slow bicycles. You can keep the extended leg on the floor and really try to keep the chest open, the elbows out, not forward. Try not to pull on your neck and try to really lift from your belly. The hands are there just to support your head, not to pull on your neck. You can continue with the same bicycles or you can just go ahead and continue with quick bicycles, moving opposite elbow to knee. And let's extend one leg over the chest, lower it down. The opposite leg is extending over the chest. Hands are hovering over the floor. And again, switch, lower down, switch, lower down, lifting one leg, lowering, lifting the opposite, lowering. Continue a few more of those. Keep the chest open, shoulders down, neck relaxed. If your neck hurts, always support it with your hands, or just skip all the poses that are causing neck troubles. And let's bring the feet together, stretching the legs one at a time. Lower back down onto your back. This is a really quick sequence, so you can write the sequence down so that you know what's coming next. Leg lift. We're gonna lift the legs once they're up. We're gonna lift the feet straight up towards the ceiling, not over the head, but over the hips. So they're just lifting straight up. That way we're really engaging the lower abs. Slowly lower down, lowering down towards the floor as far down as you can without removing your lower back from the floor, maintaining the connection of the lower back and your mat. Bringing the feet together, open the knees wide. And let's stretch the hips here, bringing the right ankle over the left knee, pulling the legs in towards you. Breathe into your right hip and switch over to the other side. Breathe into your left hip. Coming out of this, knee hugs. Again, pressing the lower back into the mat and lifting. I'm not touching my legs here, but feel free to hug your knees in. Ten of those, and now we're gonna reach side to side. You can extend your legs here or keep a slight bend the way I'm doing, and lower down. Navasana, and release down on the floor. Laying on your back. Toe touches is the next, alternating and lifting. Touch the toes on the right and then on the left side. Really try to engage your belly here. You're lifting from your core. Exhaling as you lift. Extending the arms over the head makes it a slightly bit more difficult. Couple more of those, and relax. Supine twist one more time. Switching sides. Coming back up, plow pose. Lift your legs up and over the head, hands on the lower back, walking the elbows towards each other, shimmy the shoulders. Either stay in plow or you can lift your legs up for shoulder stand. Finishing off the sequence with an inversion. And slowly, one vertebra at a time, lowering back down onto the mat. Let's bring the hands underneath the knees and just begin to rock back and forth, massaging the spine. Coming all the way up to seated. Easy pose, Sukhasana. And let's bring the hands over the heart and bow to our hearts for its forgiveness, compassion, and love. Namaste, everyone.